Welcome back to Harriet's Florida Kitchen. I'm Harriet. This is my kitchen and we're in Florida. Now today I am making something that I've been wanting to make for Harriet's Florida Kitchen for the 5 years that we've been in existence. And that is chicken liver pate. Now if you think that just sounds like chopped liver, you would be wrong. My friend, my old friend, Denise Chavez, was in business with her mother, Helen Chavez, and they made this legendary pate. Everybody ordered it. It was fabulous. It's just different it's the best pate you will ever have. But it was a secret, sort of, because they made it and they made it all the time and most people didn't want to go to, even if people knew the recipe, they didn't want to go to the trouble of making it. It's not that hard. It's just got a bunch of steps. But actually, according to Denise, it was Sue Sutker's recipe, and she had even put it in the Berkeley cookbook, the Berkeley Preparatory School here in Tampa, in their cookbook. So it wasn't all that secret. It's just that a bunch of people didn't know it. So I was sworn to secrecy under threat of death, and that I could never give it away, except maybe to somebody in another country or maybe even another state. So I gave it away about twice. My friend Rick Miller loved it, so I gave it to him one year for Christmas. He was sworn to secrecy also under threat of death. So anyway, Denise is now retired. Her mother has passed on to that great kitchen in the sky. And so I warned her the last time I saw her that I was definitely going to make it. I invited her to come on as a guest cook if she wanted to, because of course Denise can really, really cook. But she is doing other things, so she has not taken me up on that. So I'm going to go ahead and make it. So I'm going to show you how to make all the parts. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you. Oh yeah. It was so popular for years. I did make it, even though I couldn't give out the recipe. And my old organization, Tampa Preservation Incorporated, which is now defunct, used to have a wonderful Christmas tour, walking tour with houses around various historic neighborhoods. And we had caterers who did food for each house as people walked around. But one house was always for our board to do the cooking for. We had a bunch of really good cooks on our board. We always have had good cooks. So I would make the pate. We literally had a man who he bought his ticket every year to come to the TPI party. He would walk in the front door of the first house and he would say, okay, tell me where the house is that the TPI ladies cooked for. And so he'd say, and put me out of my misery, where's the pate? He all but pulled a chair up to the table. We had to stop him, but he would eat all the pate because I made plenty of it. But that's how good it is. It is a very famous pate recipe. My friend Mark Buell doesn't like pate, but I think if he ever had this, he would absolutely love it too. Just saying, a little personal touch there. My friend since the 6th grade. Okay, I'm going to get started now. Right. First, we put in a half a stick of butter, which is 2 ounces. Turn that to medium. And we've rinsed the chicken livers. All right, we're going to cook them on one side for 7 minutes, and when we turn them, we'll add the onions. They're on medium heat. Now, while that's cooking, I'm going to show you what we have to do with the pistachios we're going to put at the end, and also I've already done the pepper. So what I did was put peppercorns into this, and I used my meat pounder, and I cracked the peppercorns myself. I don't know if it makes any difference between that and just grinding it out, but anyway, it says cracked peppercorns, so that's what I did. And so then I shelled some pistachios, enough for a couple of tablespoons. And so then you just do this. And I think this is better than putting them in a food processor because they don't get as fine when you're eating it. It's nice to have it chunky. Okay, back to this. This is just about halfway through. And as you can see, they're looking good, but they're not browning. We definitely don't want them to get super brown. We're just getting them sort of cooked with the color off. Okay, I'll be back. And now we're going to turn them over. And I should be using the cool tongs that Sally gave me. Yes, I will. Okay. Make sure I get them really turned. It's turned and that's turned. Okay, and now we'll put in the onions with them. If it gets a little dry, we can put in a little more butter. But the other cup of butter we're going to whip, and it is not going to be melted. Turn it up a little bit to medium, and now 7 more minutes. All right, now we're going to move it off of the heat. We're going to put in teaspoon of salt and a half of a teaspoon of cracked pepper, which you saw me crack. And then we're going to mix it around. And then, the most fun part of all, I warmed up 2 tablespoons of brandy. And put that in. And then we're going to flame it. Ooh, so exciting. It's so much fun. Okay. Yes. Just light it and let it burn off. And then we're going to stir it again. And we're going to add. Now, oh, it's almost done. Okay, we're going to add to that. Still going, still going. Okay, is that enough? Yep, that's it. All right. Here we go. Stir that around so the brandy gets in everywhere. All righty. Now we are going to put in a 1/4 cup of sour cream, not low fat, full fat sour cream. Okay. Then we're going to put in a teaspoon of allspice. Just mixed around. And then we're going to put it in the food processor. Get it mixed, all mixed. Getting to smell wonderful. Put the livers in the food processor. Now we puree it. Take it off just a minute. Push it around the edges. Make sure you get all of it. Now, we're going to chill it for half an hour. And the tricky thing about this is that I'm going to chill it for a little while on the counter because, as you probably know, you really can't put hot things in the refrigerator. First of all, you're going to warm up your refrigerator, which is not good. It could screw up the other things in it. But also, if you put a lid on it, you can actually have it ferment. Or I know that another friend of mine, Tony Haynes, who was a fabulous caterer, actually put some hot shrimp into the refrigerator and covered it and found out by the time that she needed to serve it that night, it had fermented. So just something to be careful about. So it's going to sit here a few minutes while I maybe fan it a little bit, and then I'll put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and then we'll get it out and we'll put the whipped butter in. Now we put in 2 sticks of butter, or a cup of butter. We're going to whip it until it's absolutely light. And I softened it before doing this. All right, as you can see, that's looking pretty light. And it's a lot lighter than when we started. It helps to soften it, as I said, and if you forget to soften it, you can always put it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Right, it's had its little time in the refrigerator, and it's doing just fine. I didn't leave it in quite long enough because actually I have to confess that I made a whole other batch of this today, but I made it with turkey instead of, it's a little bit more than I wanted. I made it with turkey livers instead of chicken livers, and it is not nice. It wasn't horrible, but it was kind of bitter and kind of coarse, and so I quickly ran to the store and I got more. I've got to take it to a party tonight. I've got to take it to a party in an hour. So came back, made it really fast. You can see how quickly this cooks up. And I also made a huge mistake because the recipe wasn't broken out the way I like it, and it said 2.5 cups of butter. So I wasn't thinking, and I put in all the butter and I melted it at once. And melted butter and whipped butter don't taste the same. They don't act the same. So that wasn't any good. Fortunately, it was with the turkey. It was with the turkey stuff, which had to go out. Now, I used 1/2 cup, as you saw, with the livers, and when I sauteed them. And now I have whipped butter, and that's going to go in. So the reason you want it to be chilled is so that this doesn't melt it, because then it turns into melted butter. And it's not as airy, it's not as light, it doesn't behave as well. It just doesn't. All right, so we're going to put in the whipped butter. We don't need 2 of those. We're going to get rid of that spatula. And we are going to fold it and stir it really well super have to be folded. You just want to make, it's just, now it's gone past the point where it might melt, so that's okay. So we blend it really well so that you don't have any more kind of streaks of butter going through it. I hope it didn't land on me, so I have to eat it. Okay, and we're gonna get this smoothly in, and then we're gonna add the 2 tablespoons of pistachios that we have scrunched up. We pounded. That goes in, and we're gonna put in a tablespoon of lemon juice. Just measured out. Now, that all gets in. Not so much folded at this point. And then I'm going to put it into the tureen. All right, now this says to, spray pan on the on a mold, but I don't like to mold it. I think unmolded pate, it's a little scatological. It's just really not very nice. Looks like something you'd find in the woods. So I put it in a tureen. The tureen's really pretty anyway. It's certainly easier to take to a party. And because this makes a good bit, you can put it into a couple of different little tureens, and you can give them as gifts, which I have done before. Now I'm going to put it in the fridge for a little while, but enough to set, because the thing is, I could make it the day before. Could have made it yesterday. Could have made it a couple of days ago. And then you put a layer of butter on top of it, melted butter, which just adds to the taste. It's very wonderful. Just a little bit of melted butter. But then you have to let it sit out a little bit, or it's really too hard for people to put on toast points, which is what we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to let that sit in the fridge a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of butter on it a sec. Hold on. All right, a little bite. I made some toast points, just a few. I'm going to put some more in to make them for my party tonight. And I'm going to put them at 325, probably for about 7 to 10 minutes, and keep an eye on them. But that's what I'm having with this. And then I'll smooth it right over to see how it turned out. I'm certain it's going to be like the turkey liver. And it is fabulous. Oh my gosh. It's really, 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 really good. And I think I may have a little bit more. So, next thing we're going to do is we're going to put butter on it. Better remember to take some little spreaders too. Oh, okay. No. Cover it up. Nobody can tell I've had any. And then I'm going to pour butter on it. Just enough to keep it. I don't know why you put butter on it. It's just a great idea. And anyway, it's what the recipe says, and I'm a big recipe follower. Okay. Looks pretty great. So now let's remember the housekeeping things. So you need to remember that on as you look at it, the right-hand side of the screen, you look down below the video and you'll see it says more. And you click on more, and that'll open up the screen and show you the link for the recipe. And you also will see down below, before you even punch on more, it'll say subscribe. Please subscribe. The more subscribers I have, the more people find it. The more they find it, the more they watch it. And the more they watch it, it gets me up to my 4,000 viewing hours in a year, or 365-day period. So they'll start paying me for those ads that are on there, which they don't pay me for right now, although there's some pretty nice ads. Anyway, thank you for watching Harriet's Florida Kitchen, and one of my very favorite things. And Denise, I'm giving you plenty of credit for this in case you decide to go back into business at our late, great age. Thanks for watching Harriet's Florida Kitchen. Bye-bye.